We just want to welcome everybody to the Patreon. Chelsea and I wanted to get on a call and just kind of talk about the Patreon and have a little video for you guys to land on when you hopped in and just give you a little bit of an introduction around what you can find in here and a little background on why we wanted to start it. So, Chelsea and I've put some content in here. I put some fitness content, a little bit of hunting content, some recipes. Chelsea put in some tanning stuff. Maybe Chelsea just give a little bit of background into how we started this idea and kind of the goals that we talked about wanting to be able to accomplish with it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just going to be such an awesome place to have to kind of gather all of these people that are interested in the same things we are and have this like meeting ground around the campfire where we can all chit chat and talk about different things that we all enjoy doing, like shed hunting. And it's just going to be like you're actually having a conversation instead of just kind of yelling into a void, which I feel like Instagram feels like that these days, where you're just kind of yelling and you don't really know if anyone's actually listening or hearing, and it's very one-sided. So I think Lindsay and I both are we more enjoy that connection. So I think having that, and once we get in there and then have the group chats, and I think it's going to just start to build, and I think it's going to be an awesome place for everybody to kind of find like-minded people, because I found Lindsay through Instagram, but that was when Instagram was a lot nicer of a place, to find people and stuff. So if other people can find a community and resources, then
Yeah.
what it's all about.
Well, and you and I, we worked together. I was coaching you. And
Mm-hmm.
so we got to know each other because we connected like every week during check-ins, and we started realizing like how much we had in common. We just turned into instant friends, basically.
Yeah.
Found my long lost sister, which is great. But that connection piece, like that is so important. And I think with Instagram, it's all about the algorithm and when you post something, whether people even see it or not, and it's going out to all sorts of people, and then you might get a mark on your Instagram account because you posted something about hunting, or you'll get somebody shared it to the PETA group, and then you got all these negative comments on your stuff. And this just feels like a way to be able to put content out and connect with the people we're putting it out to, and know that it's going to be seen and it's going to the people that it's intended for. And
Yeah.
that's really exciting. And then actually having a space where we can get to know people a little bit better and have it feel more like a conversation around a campfire and a small group, and just understand what you guys are looking for and get to know you, and hopefully get to know us and we become friends. I think that's kind of my hope for it too. So I don't know. I think I can show my screen. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you put in here already, and then kind of what you have coming up in the next little bit? And I'll try
Yeah.
to see the screen.
So my thought for this is going to be like very seasonal. So as I'm doing these things, I'm going to be putting in like little videos, little tidbits or helpful things, recipes. And as the seasons go, like I have a lot of stuff now that I can kind of go back to put in, but going forward, it's going to be, in the spring, a lot of bear hunting with the hounds. I usually do a lot of like stuff with leeks, all kinds of stuff. What else? And then, summer and canoeing and fishing and foraging. And then, of course, I want to put in some of the tanning stuff. And I would like to eventually, some of the higher tier, do like lead like a tanning group so that, as I'm doing it, you can follow along step by step. I'd send out like a list prior to this saying like, okay, these are the things you're going to need. Let's do it together so that if there is little things that I can help you with, I'm right there, and we'll have like a group chat going. So I'm really excited because I've tried to do painting classes and stuff in the past, and I never found the right platform and the right way to do it. And it was just kind of it never really worked seamlessly. So I think I had no idea about Patreon. So once Lindsay introduced that to me, I think this is going to be like the perfect spot to be able to host like these mini classes kind of thing as they come up. And yeah, I think it's going to be perfect for that.
Yeah, I'm excited because it's a place where you can do all the things in just one spot. You can
Yeah.
host, you can have I want to do a predator preparedness and awareness, just like a webinar basically where people can join and we'll talk through it. And then we'll be able to record it and put it in there and people can watch it whenever. But outside of those types of things, we're also able to have conversations and we can share ideas and you guys can vote on the types of things that you'd be interested in seeing or just send us a message and be like, hey, can you do a post on this or can you share something
Yeah.
about this because I'm curious about it. So it's like all the stuff all in one little spot, which I absolutely love. And we
Yeah. And I it's too, it's like controlled of, who's seeing it too. Like we know that the people, the community we're building, it's like they're going to understand and be receptive to the things we're sharing, and it's not going to end up in the wrong person's lap and then, take down. It's like, oh gosh. Because really, like all of my business, my art is sold through my Instagram. So there's a lot of things that I can't share over there. Like I have tons and tons of videos and things that I could be sharing, but I just don't because it's not that I'm ashamed of it. I rely on my art selling for an income. So to be
yeah.
able to have a spot that we can kind of put it is going to be pretty fun.
Well, yeah, and you could share like step-by-step photos of breaking down an animal. It's going to be bloody. There's going to be guts in it, and you can't share that on Instagram or we can share it where it's totally expected and appreciated, which I think is cool. So we have can you see my screen, Chelsea?
Yeah, yeah, it's really tiny. I can't read it, but
It's
like
just show you guys the tiers. So there's three different options right now for membership. The Campfire Crew, it's $3 a month. And what's cool about this one is that it gets you access to the group, which is really an important piece to me is I want this to be a community and I want to connect with everybody. So that one will get you in there. You'll also get access to the monthly newsletter that we have coming out and that's going to have just tips and tricks and then kind of sneak peeks into stuff that's coming up in the next month. And then you'll see behind the scenes stuff from hunts. We have our Wild Women's Rendezvous coming up, and so we'll share some fun like sneak peek stuff behind the scenes things from the Wild Women's Rendezvous. Things like that will be in the Campfire Crew. And then the backcountry
deprived.
what?
When we're sleep deprived and the giggles start and the nonsense talk.
Wild Women's Rendezvous will be a source of some of the shenanigans. For sure. Because that's a piece of this that's really important to us is that it's authentic and Chelsea and I are goofballs. And when we get together, it's funny and it's usually sleep deprived. And
At least we're funny.
well, it's entertaining. That way.
I've been told we're entertaining.
It's a great time. I have a ball. We want to share all that stuff with you guys. We don't want it to be curated like Instagram content. It's all perfect and like I want it to be authentic. I want you to feel like you can ask questions. We're going to show up, the real deal. You might hear my kids yelling in the background sometimes. My kitchen might not be perfectly clean when I'm doing a recipe with you. Like it's just going to be real. And I think that's what's going to be fun about it. The second tier is Backcountry Pass. So this one will have access to more of the educational content. And then, like, there's extended videos on trainings covering hunting, trapping, cooking. When we get, the content kind of seasonally will come. So, like, we're heading into bear season. So, we're going to have bear hunting content, retreats, that kind of stuff will be in there as they come in. So, as well as a monthly Q&A or a fireside hangout. So, Chelsea lives off grid in the middle of nowhere. And we can do things like this sometimes where we can hop on a Zoom, we could potentially go live and have chats with people, but we can also set times where we can hop into the chat and both be in there with you guys and we can talk, go over topics or whatever. So there's different options for how we can handle that. Digital art drops, printable painting sketches. So that one has everything from the Campfire Crew, plus some more of the educational content. And then the Wilderness Adventurer, that one's going to be if you're wanting to deep dive into some trainings. So the intro to hide tanning, doing ruck challenges is something that we'd like to do. As we get closer to hunting season, I want to run some ruck challenges and things like that. So that's kind of the membership breakdown. As we post things, they're going to be put into collections, and these will grow as we put more and more content in here, the variety of things that we have. Right now we've got shed hunting, hide tanning, our monthly shenanigans newsletters will be in here, fitness, nutrition, health, survival cooking, and hunting. And that way you can find posts by topics if you're looking for something specific. I think I'm viewing this as public, so I'm going to go back to creator view so I can show you a little bit of posts that you can see in here. We've got do-it-yourself Euro mounts. This is Wild Game Recipes download. So there's a bunch of recipes in a PDF that you can download there. Chelsea's moose shed hunting strategies. I love these pictures, especially with your kiddos. So, introduction to pickled tanning, bear meat. We're going to kind of go, like I said, seasonally. So, add things in as they make sense for when we're doing them and just bring to you what we're doing, but then also take into account what you guys are interested in seeing. So, we really want a lot of activity in the chat. We want to communicate with you guys. We want to get to know you. We want to be, campfire buddies. So reach out.
We wanted, sorry, we want it to be like a place too where, if you have a question that's maybe hunting specific or fitness specific or any of those things, and you're like, oh, I just want to know, you can just hop in and ask another woman, or if we don't know, there might be someone else in the group chat. Because I know for me, if I ask, even my husband something, it's not necessarily going to work for me. Like there's been a lot of times he's taught me things over the years, and those ways of doing it were just so frustrating for me. And then I figured them out on my own. But if I would have just learned from a woman, because we do things a little differently, that it would have just saved me so much time. So we want it to be like a safe place where you can just ask questions, no judgment, just everybody's learning. Me and Lindsay love teaching. We're both very just.
It just keeps happening. I just keep having situations where I end up teaching. And so I'm like, well, apparently this is what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. I want it to be a close-knit group. I want it to feel like we're friends. I want you guys to feel like you can approach us and you get to know us, and we want to get to know you. So get in there and talk to us, ask questions. If there's a topic that you guys are interested in and we aren't the experts on it, I'm not opposed to bringing somebody in and having a guest contribution in here and having somebody that's an expert on whatever that topic is and paying them to come in and teach on it. I think that's totally an option. So just let us know your thoughts. Let us know what you want to see. Let us know what you're interested in and help us get to know you. I think it'll be fun. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
It'll be so much fun.
It's going to be a great time.